guys, welcome back to my channel. Now that it's officially summer, I want to start testing out more BB creams and tinted moisturizers on my channel because I know that for me personally, even though I do have acne and hyperpigmentation, I still like to opt for more lightweight, light coverage products in the summertime, but at the same time I still want to make sure they have an adequate amount of coverage and they're not just completely sheer. So I do have a couple more BB cream reviews coming up over the next few weeks or so, but if there's any other ones you want to see, then definitely leave them in the comments down below. And hit the thumbs up button while you're here if you're excited for some more like summery, lighter coverage reviews. But anyways, the product I'm going to be testing out today is the new Physicians Formula Super BB #InstaReady BB Cream. I did get this product for free at Generation Beauty Toronto, so I don't know how much it costs in Canadian dollars. Typically Physicians Formula products are around like 19 to like $22 roughly. It was $14.99 though on Ulta.com. You do get 1.2 fluid ounces or 35 ml of product, so a little bit more than your average complexion product. The huge downfall to this product is that it is currently only available in two different shades, those being light and then light medium. I do have light, like I said, I didn't have a choice. Light medium would probably be too dark, but just in case it doesn't work, it is because the range is so slim on this product. Packaging is just a very travel friendly tube, perfect for the summer. It's black and it's got this like pixelated holographic kind of design. It's pretty cute. It is supposed to have a semi-matte finish, and from the online reviews I gathered it was like light to medium coverage, pretty typical BB cream coverage. It does have an SPF of 30 in it. They say this product is going to be ultra lightweight. It's supposed to smooth, rebalance, and visibly retexturize your skin. It's supposed to absorb oil but not moisture and minimize the look of pores and fine lines. They say your complexion will be instantly selfie ready after you apply this product. It's hypoallergenic, paraben free, non-comedogenic, and fragrance free. I do find it has a very mild SPF scent, and you do have to shake it before you use it. For application, Physicians Formula says to use with your fingertips. I read the reviews and a lot of people really seem to like applying this with the beauty blender, so I'm going to do half and half. But now that we know what's up with this product, I'm going to clip my hair back off my disgustingly sweaty face and we're gonna get started. I've already primed the left half of my face with my Tarte Brightening Primer, and like I said, I'm going to be doing one half with my fingers and the other half with the beauty blender. I never really like applying products with my fingers. I just find it always ends up streaky, but I'm going to take a little bit on my fingertips. I'm going to take like about a pea-sized amount, and I'm going to start blending this out over my face. That is probably the best application I've ever had using my fingers with like a foundation or BB cream. That went on extremely even and it's not streaky at all. It is a little bit thicker in texture, and I think it did give me a really good amount of coverage for a BB cream. I am still going to apply the other side with the beauty blender, even though that worked extremely well for me. I'm really surprised by that. But I'm still going to do this side of my face with the beauty blender just because so many people did say they liked it on the online reviews. Okay, so it did apply really nicely with the beauty blender as well. It did give me a little bit less coverage, but it still went on really fast and even. So if you do just want like a really light coverage from this product and you want something just like ultra fast, I would say go for the beauty blender. I am really surprised though how much I preferred applying this with my fingers. So I'm going to take a little bit more and just kind of even this side out because there's still quite a bit of scarring showing through there. So now going in and applying it on this side with my fingers too, I will say that I think the primed side did apply a little bit better. It's just a little bit smoother and a little bit more poreless looking on this side of my face, but it overall looks pretty good. The shade's a little bit funky, but I think when I get a little bit of color over the next few weeks, it'll look a little bit better. I do really like the feel of this so far. It is drying down and getting a little bit more matte, but it's not like completely flat and matte, which I really like. I feel like it's still probably going to dry a tiny bit more, I think. But so far so good. This isn't necessarily a coverage product that I would want to use when I'm doing like a full face of makeup, more for like when I'm at the summer home, or because it doesn't completely cover my scarring and redness, but it did a really good job evening out my skin tone in general. Sometimes what I do when I apply products with my fingers is I'll go in and take a little bit more on my beauty blender and see if I can build it up in the areas where I need a little bit more coverage, just because when you do go back in with your fingers, it tends to kind of move everything around. So just for the sake of those of you who do want more coverage, I'm going to see if I can build it up a little bit. That actually built up extremely well in the area here where I needed a little bit more coverage, and it covers up my scarring quite well. So I'm definitely thinking really good coverage for a BB cream. So far I'm thinking this is a pretty good product aside from the very extremely limited shade range. This product definitely gave me more of like a foundation level of coverage. One thing that I would say though is that I don't feel like it's super lightweight. It's like extremely hot out today though, and I'm sweating, so I need to go ahead and set this. I'm gonna do a close-up and show you guys what it's looking like, and I will talk to you guys momentarily. Applied a little bit of the Sephora Collection Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer just in my eye area. I did also apply a little bit of blush just because I am using a liquid blush today. I used Dandelion Dew, and then I just really lightly set everything with the RCMA powder. I used barely any because as it was drying down it did take on a much more matte finish. I am starting to have a few issues. First of all, it is starting to oxidize. I don't know why, but especially right on the bridge of my nose, it's very orange looking, and on a couple areas like right at the top of the bridge of my nose and on my upper lip where I'm sweating a little bit, it has worn off. Like on my nose you can see like little pore marks, only here though, which is weird. Usually it would be in here. Like I said, it is quite hot out today, but I'm kind of thinking like, how is this going to hold up in really hot weather if it's already kind of sweating off? So if you live in like an ultra hot humid climate, this product may not be for you, but I think overall it's looking pretty good aside from those couple things. I totally just realized I didn't set my under eye concealer, so I'm gonna do that really quick. I was like, why is it looking so shiny under my eyes? It is slightly powdery looking now that it's dried down a little bit more, but if you have oilier skin and want a BB cream, you'll probably really like that. I'm just not digging the oxidization and the fact that it is sitting a little bit funny in some areas. I started applying this product at 2. I'm really sorry I got a late start to the day because I'm just like packing and getting ready to go on vacation tomorrow. 2 is going to be the starting time. I'm going to zoom in and hopefully you guys can see what I was saying about how it's like sitting funny and kind of sweating off in some areas. But then I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup and I'm just going to do a really light natural look today, and I will check in with you guys later on. So I've had this product on for just about 7 hours now. This is just going to be a super quick check-in. Sorry for the crappy lighting. The sun is like just setting down. It's just starting to rain. Despite oxidizing, the product actually looks pretty good. Once I went ahead and applied my highlighter and everything, those areas where it was sitting funny kind of got like masked and they looked a lot better, weirdly enough. And so far it's holding up extremely well, even though I haven't really powdered it. It's like nice and dry. It doesn't feel sticky or wet at all. And I'm happy to say it's not quite as matte as it was earlier. It's taken on more of just like a nice velvety finish. I would say though this is probably a good product for like combination to oily skin though, just because it does start off with that more matte kind of texture. But I think that's going to be it for this check-in. I just wanted to keep this really quick. I will give you guys a full update later on in the day. First of all, sorry for the awful quality in the last check-in. I don't know what was going on with my camera. Hopefully this one looks better, but it is just after 1 o'clock, so I've had this foundation on for 11 hours. I'm still packing. I'm still not gonna get to bed for a while. Also, I was just like zoned out earlier and I absentmindedly picked off a bit of like dead skin here, so just ignore that. But let's jump into the pros and cons. First of all, this has the best finger application of any product I've ever tried. It went on so evenly and effortlessly, and it also had amazing coverage for a BB cream. Like it's honestly more on like a foundation level because it does have very comparable coverage to a lot of the full coverage foundations I've tried. It built up really well and did a really great job covering my hyperpigmentation. Not perfect, but really good coverage. It's also very smoothing for pores and has a very nice velvety finish and is just all around quite forgiving in terms of texture. Also has the SPF 30, which I really appreciate, and I didn't have to powder it as well, so that's also a little bit time saving too. I am just realizing I'm a little bit oily in my T-zone, like it's a little bit sticky in here, so I probably could have used a little bit more powder in that area, but the rest of my face still feels really nice. A couple neutral things. It was sitting kind of funny shortly after I applied it, but as I applied the rest of my face products and then the day went on, it ended up looking better, which is kind of weird. It looks fine now, but it definitely looked best when it was first applied, like before it dried down in my first close-up. I think it did apply a little bit better on the prime side of my face, but now on to the cons. First of all is that this product has an extremely limited shade range, and it did oxidize a little bit, which is extremely unfortunate when combined with the small shade range, because it's like, okay, the shade is too dark for me, but now what? There's no lighter option to go to. Honestly, ended up looking okay in the long run, but if it is a product that has the possibility to oxidize, you might run into that issue where the only possible shade that could work for you is going to be too dark. It does dry very matte. If I wasn't doing a first impressions, I probably would have set it with my Smashbox primer water to make it a little bit more hydrating. You guys know I'm just not a big fan of a matte finish, and it did wear off a little bit on like some of my breakouts in here. So my final thoughts are that if this product stayed looking like it did when it was first applied, I think I would be really in love with this product. This is a product that I can see myself kind of like using up slowly because I do like it, but I don't think it's something that I like enough that I would repurchase it. However, I might really like it when my skin is oily. I think all in all it looks pretty great, but there are just some other BB creams and tinted moisturizers that I like a little bit better. I wish this was just a little bit more hydrating and a little bit more radiant, or even had more of like a natural finish. I kind of want to say I recommend this to like combo to oily skin as a BB cream, but honestly at this point I'm considering this more of like a foundation product because this doesn't really have the feel or the coverage of a BB cream in my opinion. But I think if you really struggle with large pores and your pores being noticeable, then you're really going to like this product because it really helped to smooth everything out. But yeah, I think that is it. Hopefully this review helped you out, and hopefully you are able to determine whether or not you would personally like this product. Hit the thumbs up button if you love these reviews. Don't forget to let me know if there's any other tinted moisturizers or BB creams you want to see me test out on my channel this summer. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I am at Sarah Rihanna on all three, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit subscribe down below. But that is going to be it for now, and I will talk to all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys!